fight their final battle against Dracula.
Hello and welcome to the stream, everybody. I was gonna do this on Halloween, but since I don't know if I'm gonna have any Halloween plans, we're just gonna do it now. It's the 27th. It's not quite Halloween. We've still got the rest of the week, but we're gonna play some Castlevania. The first Castlevania on the NES, which is my favorite game in the series. Bar none, hands down. I love Castlevania 1. I think it's like a perfect game, one of the best NES games, and I'm one of those weirdos who likes the classic Vania games more than the Metroidvania games. I like the Metroidvania games enough, you know, I'd like them as much as the next guy, but I just prefer the platforming good of the older Castlevania games. It's a lot more A to B design, a lot more linear. And I'm not the biggest Metroid fan outside of like Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but I'm rambling now. Yeah, Castlevania 1. This game is in my top 5 NES games, right up there with Mario 3, Mega Man 2, Zelda 1 and 2. I would say this is definitely top 5. And this game's hard. The Famicom version is a little bit easier. It's a little bit more forgiving. There's actually an easy mode in the Japanese Famicom, Akumajo Dracula. But we're playing the North American NES version. I'd like to think that I'm pretty good at this game, but we are gonna die a lot just because, I mean, it's friggin' Castlevania. I don't think this game is as hard as people make it out to be, though. You're given infinite continues, so that's pretty forward thinking for an NES game. If it were like, I don't know, Super Mario Brothers or Contra, and it sent you back to the beginning of the game whenever you got a game over, then it would be brutal. But this game's pretty forward thinking for its time. So yeah, let's stop yapping. Let's get into this. Let me know how the audio sounds. Castlevania 1. How's it going, Azura? Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. It seems like everybody... Oh, where's the music? Hello? No music. Let me reset. That's weird. My totally real cartridge of Castlevania must be on the fritz. There we go. There's Vampire Killer. Let me know if I need to turn the audio up or down, as per usual. Yeah, some people will go to bat for Super Castlevania 4, some people will go to bat for Symphony of the Night, some people will go to bat for Rondo of Blood. My favorite Castlevania has and always will be this first game. I think this is a near flawless game. It is so surgically designed. Some people don't like the knockback in this game. Some people don't like the limited mobility. You gotta commit to your jumps and whatnot. And I agree, like, this game controls very stiffly, but that's part of the design. The whole game is designed around Simon Belmont's movement, or the lack thereof. And I first beat this on Wii Virtual Console like back in 2009 or 2010. I did not grow up with an NES, and to this day I still have not seen an NES in person. But I played a lot of older Nintendo games, like specifically NES through either Wii Virtual Console or emulation, like Nestopia back in the day. So I've got nostalgia for NES, but not in the same way that a kid from the 80s would have, because I wasn't born in the 80s, but I am a bit of an old head. I'm a bit of a boomer. And when it comes to Castlevania, I think this first game is just a freaking masterpiece. It's hard. This game's tough. I don't think it's as tough as people say it is. I would maybe put it in the top 10 toughest NES games that are worth playing. There's a bunch of really difficult NES games that are not worth playing, like, I don't know, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but this game, it gives you infinite continues, infinite tries. It does not boot you back to the title screen whenever you get a game over, and that alone is very forward-thinking for its time. I love the soundtrack, I love the visuals, the sprite work, the color palette it's super readable. Like, you're never gonna confuse part of the stage background for something you can platform on, because there's a nice contrast with the bright orange and the dark moody colors of the background. It's very readable. The soundtrack is great. I don't know who did the soundtrack off the dome. It's a Konami joint. I don't think I can name off a single Konami musician other than Akira Yamaoka, who did Silent Hill. But great soundtrack. Not as good as Castlevania 2. Castlevania 2 music clears this whole entire franchise. I mean, Bloody Tears, that's like the best song ever programmed and sequenced on 4 square wave channels. Got the axe. Coming up is the Bat Boss. I was very confused when I first played this game, and I was like, why aren't the hearts healing me? Why am I not getting any health? I also didn't know what these Roman numerals did for the longest time, but it allows you to throw multiple items. So if you have the Roman numeral number 2, you can throw like 2 axes. If you have the 3, you can throw 3. And this is really necessary for the fight with death towards the end of the game. You need holy water and you need that Roman numeral 3. Otherwise, that fight is friggin' impossible, but we'll get there when we get there. Check this Easter egg out. This was referenced in Smash Bros. Ultimate, of all things, but if you hold down the B button and you hold down the A button, you can whip and jump in place after you collect the orb. I'll turn the game down a little bit. Hey Kubo, welcome to the stream. Everyone knows 3 is the most powerful number. The 3rd most powerful mole as well. How's it going, bud? Welcome to Castlevania. This is one of my favorite songs in the game. Isn't it crazy that Simon and Richter made it into Smash Brothers? That seems like such an obvious pick, but looking back, Castlevania was kind of dead in 2018. I mean, most Konami IPs were, but Simon Belmont and Richter, which was pretty crazy. I really liked playing as them, even though I could never get a feel for them in Smash Brothers. Everybody picked Richter because he's the cute anime boy. Simon got no love, which breaks my heart because Simon is my favorite Belmont. Especially the Northern American He-Man looking ass version of Simon. Now the Medusa heads, my number 1 enemy, a sine wave. I love the Japanese Ayami Kojima illustrations for Castlevania. They're freaking gorgeous. And I love her interpretation of Simon Belmont. He's got this like ephemeral beauty to him, and he's got red hair. I love that. I'll pull up some of those images whenever we take a BRB. But, well, first death in the 2nd level. No, North American, like, He-Man Simon will always be... That's my Simon Belmont. Glad to see Nathan here. Yeah, I organized some of the emotes because some of them... I had, like, 4 different shocked emotes or like, surprised emotes. Gotta get that treasure. Hold up. I don't think I've ever seen that before in this game. Like, just treasure randomly spawning. I've beaten this game 50 damn times. Yeah, I organized some of the emotes. I did away with some of them because there was too many, like, shocked, surprised emotes. And I added Nathan Fielder because I've been rewatching Nathan For You. Pretty cool trick right there. You can clip through the wall. And you can skip a huge chunk of the platforming right there. We're gonna die a lot. This is I mean, it's Castlevania. This game is still hard. When I say it's not as hard as people make it out to be, that just means, oh, so much for getting that pork chop. I wouldn't put this game on the same caliber as, let's see, hard NES games that live up to their infamous difficulty. Zelda 2 is pretty damn hard. And I love Zelda 2. It seems like me and 4 other people on planet Earth don't like Zelda 2. Or do like Zelda 2, rather. Most people don't like it, rather. Zelda 2 is hard. Mega Man 1 is pretty hard. Compared to the other Mega Man games, at least, which I don't think the other Mega Man games are that hard at all. Mega Man 1 is really the only super difficult Mega Man game out of the original Hexology, but maybe that's just because I'm kind of a Mega Man super fan. And then, of course, you got a bunch of Kusoge games on the NES and a bunch of shovelware games that are really hard, like Where's Waldo on NES and friggin' Beetlejuice. But those games aren't worth playing. This is relevant because LJN did a bunch of horror movie games on NES. This is my favorite piece of video game trivia. LJN was not a developer, they were just a publisher. A lot of NES games on LJN were either Atlas or Rare. Like Rare. Which is pretty interesting. LJN was not a developer. For as infamous as they were on NES, they were just a publisher. They outsourced all of their games, and a lot of them were developed by Atlas or Rareware. I think Friday the 13th on NES, the soundtrack was done by the Shin Megami Tensei composer. These little hunchback dudes, which I always thought looked like monkeys. These enemies are annoying. Any enemy in Castlevania that is substantially faster than you is your worst nightmare in this game. And that's actually, now that I'm saying that, that's a lot of enemies in this game, but I firmly believe this is a top 5 NES game. It is so good. This is an example of old school tough, but you can master it. Like, yes, this game is hard, but it's not impossible. You can pick your spots, you can learn the layout of the levels, you can master the enemy spawning and learn where everything... Like, it's a very telegraphed game. It's not like other hard NES games, which are just hard for the sake of bolstering rentals. Back in the day, it was like, oh, we gotta make our game last forever. How do we do that? Just a bunch of arcade NES era difficulty spikes. But this game, totally doable. You just gotta learn the tricks. And thankfully, we've already got one of the important tricks in our bag of tricks. How many times can I say tricks? The Holy Water, which is, in my opinion, the best sub-weapon in this game. Especially if you have Holy Water 3. Well, I spoke too soon, I suppose. Immediately loses it. Holy Water 3 is like, you can stunlock every enemy, every boss in the game with it. It is ridiculously powerful. Holy Water on its own isn't great, but if you get Holy Water 2 or 3, you're cooking. You are cooking. Unfortunately, I spoke too soon. But Holy Water 3 is necessary to beat this game. That fight with the Grim Reaper towards the end of the game is so hard without it. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I love how back in the 80s and 90s, like every developer had their spooky horror game series. Konami had Castlevania, Capcom had Ghosts and Goblins, which, between you and me, Castlevania is a way better series, and Namco had Splatterhouse. People compare Castlevania and Ghosts and Goblins a lot, but I think the comparison to Splatterhouse is more appropriate. I think there's a meat. Can I get a meat? Yes. Sweet. Yeah, in terms of gameplay, I would not compare Castlevania and Ghosts and Goblins at all. It's way more comparable to Splatterhouse. I'm gonna chuck some knives at the Frankenstein mummy dudes. Oh, with 1 pip of health to spare. That was close. I was kind of just button mashing that. But thankfully we had knives. Hey Churro, what's happening? Welcome to the stream, welcome to Castlevania. If we can beat this game in a reasonable amount of time, we might even play the Famicom version. I could be thinking of Castlevania 2 and 3, but I think the Famicom version of this game has a different soundtrack. I'm probably thinking of Castlevania 3, because the Famicom disk system had more audio channels. I think it had 6 compared to the 4 that the NES had. Or even the Famicom, like people... I think there's this misconception that the Famicom is the disk system, which isn't the case. The disk system was a peripheral. Holy water, thank you. Also, in my opinion, this is like the hardest level. I don't know why, but this level kicks my ass. We're probably gonna die a lot. This level kicks my ass so hard. Has anyone in chat not played Castlevania? I'm curious. Who here in chat has not played this game or is unfamiliar with this game? Because this is, in my opinion, a must-play NES game. Oh, there goes the holy water. You've never played Castlevania? Kubo hasn't either? This is absolutely a must-play NES game. For sure. Oh yeah, you fall like a bag of bricks in this game, which is really funny. Some people say this game's hard to go back to because of the stiff controls, but I disagree so hard. The whole game was designed around the stiff controls, like the level design, the enemies, and everything. And I hate to agree with Aaron Hansen, Mr. Ego Raptor, but his sequelitis video on Castlevania 4, he's kind of spitting facts. I'm in the same boat where Castlevania 4 is a great game. It is a very fun game. It kicks ass. But I absolutely agree with Ego Raptor that the controls of Castlevania 4 kind of invalidate the whole design of the game. Specifically the sub-weapons, which are integral in this game. In Super Castlevania 4, you really don't need to use them because you can whip in every direction, you have a better jump. I always preferred Castlevania Bloodlines on the Genesis. I'm not saying Super Castlevania 4 is a bad game, it kicks ass. Like, that complaint at the end of the day doesn't even matter because the game just kicks so much ass. But it is a complaint that I agree with. You've seen your brother play it, but you haven't? No, so no one in chat has played OG Castlevania. God, this level is so tough. I don't know what it is about this level that trips me up. Like, low-key, I think this is the hardest level in the game. Alright. Hopefully I can get item 2 or 3. Freaking Fleamen. Little Quasimodo, hunchback looking dudes. Of the overall series, you've only played Aria of Sorrow, that was a good one. That was the one on the GBA, wasn't it? Or am I thinking of Harmony of Dissonance? I played one on the GBA and one on the DS, and they were both good. I just don't remember which was which. Da-na-na-na. The Metroidvanias are, like, they're all solid games, but I am one of the people that prefer the old school Classicvania, like, platformers, definitely. Get a little bit of healing. So far, this has been a pretty sloppy playthrough of Castlevania, but, you know, we're doing our best. Definitely gonna beat this game, I just don't know how long it'll take. Yeah, it broke my heart that nobody who played Smash Brothers, like, repped Simon. Everybody just played as Richter because he's the cute anime boy, which he is. But, like, come on. Simon is the OG. Let's see if there's any more healing. I think the most underrated Castlevania game is probably Lament of Innocence for the PS2. Look at this dude. I'll have what he's having. He's tweaking out. Bruh. Alright, this is my last life. About to get a game over. Yeah, Lament of Innocence on PS2 was great. It was kind of like a top-down beat-em-up sort of game. It wasn't quite a Metroidvania. It wasn't quite a classic Vania. I don't know. I thought that game was awesome, but apparently people don't like it. You've been begged to play Symphony of the Night, haven't yet? I think Symphony of the Night is a damn good game, but it is so overhyped. People make it out to be like some sort of masterpiece, perfect video game. I've got some beef with Symphony of the Night. I promise this is not just a contrarian take for the sake of it. I do like Symphony of the Night. I think it's a good game, but I've got my beef with it. I can't remember if sitting in the corner was a good strat, but fuck it. Yeah, that almost worked. That almost worked. Hey, Retro, what's happening? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to Castlevania. Your only beef with it is it's too easy. Maybe I just suck, because I thought Symphony of the Night was hard every time I played it. I've played and beaten it like 3 times. I think twice on Xbox 360 and then once on emulator like a couple years ago. My beef with it is that I get lost in it really easily because everything looks the damn same. But that could entirely just be skill issue on my part. But Symphony of the Night's a good game. You get to play as Alucard, and Alucard's a G. Alucard and Soma Cruz are my favorite Castlevania characters, so by default, it's a good game. But I more so take issue with when like people make Symphony of the Night out to be some flawless masterpiece. That jump is tricky. Like, it's good, it's damn good, but it is most certainly not flawless. I'm just gonna get a game over. I've already died twice. I need all the lives I can get going into that boss battle. But thankfully, Infinite continues. If you had limited continues in this game, oof, I probably never would beat it. Like, for me, when it comes to difficult video games, so long as I'm given unlimited tries to do something, I think I can manage it. But when you punish the player by sending them all the way back to the beginning of the game, that's just brutal. Limited continues is one of the few design snafus of the arcade 8-bit, 16-bit era that I really do not like. Send me back to the beginning of the level, sure. Make me redo the level, but don't make me redo the whole game. Konami did that a lot, which is crazy that this game has unlimited continues. Contra does it. Rocket Knight Adventures does it. Castlevania Bloodlines does it. Like, a ton of Konami games back then did it, but thankfully not this. Metal Gear Solid might, I don't know, probably not considering the nature of that game. The friggin' Fleamen. Oh, these guys are assholes. Grade A assholes. Jumping around like a crazy person. Item number 2. I don't know if stun locking the Frankenstein's monster guy will help because he's got the little flea man minion. I keep forgetting that dagger is there. The holy water is hands down the best sub-weapon in the game. Holy water is OP. Especially if you get holy water 3. Considering hardcore mode is common in some modern games, there's people who like that. No doubt. I'm not one of them. If you send me back to the beginning of a game, unless it's a roguelike, but that's kind of the whole point of the genre. But I'm talking about, like, other games that aren't roguelikes. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rocket Knight Adventures on Sega Genesis is in my top 15 video games ever made. I love that game. But it sends you back to the beginning of the damn game whenever you game over. It's just unnecessarily cruel. That's the strat. Just chuck knives at him in the corner. Damage boost through it. There's a YouTuber I watch who I think is criminally underrated. His name is SNES Drunk. And I love his videos and his reviews. He is one of my favorite channels. And there is a phrase that he uses to describe some of these older video games where you can, like, memorize where enemies spawn and whatnot, and he refers to it as picking your spots, and I think that's just a perfect summation of this sort of old school design, where the enemies spawn here, it's static, it doesn't change. If you memorize that and you learn where everything is, you can pick your spots. And I don't know, I think that's just a great way to describe it, the sort of gameplay loop of these older games. Unless you're Ninja Gaiden and you throw a billion enemies at you at once. But hey, Ninja Gaiden is another game that has infinite continues, so... Cool beans. So I need item 2 or 3, preferably 3, because this is the stage with the death boss battle. Well, hopefully I can get item 3. If you have item 3 holy water, or level 3, whatever it's called, level 3 holy water, and you go fight the Grim Reaper, you can just stun lock his ass. Bro is done for. Hey Doodle, welcome to the stream. This is normal Castlevania, OG NES Vanilla Castlevania 1. I think the red skeletons don't stay dead. Yeah. Hope you're having a good night. Welcome to the stream. I was gonna save this for Halloween, but I figured I'd do it now. You beat the game too soon? Yeah, that's that old school design. I don't know if it was because of Blockbuster, like game rentals. I don't know if it was just, oh, we need to stretch this 30-minute long video game out into something a kid's gonna be playing for months. And that's where stuff like limited continues comes from. I think inside that candle is level 2 or level 3, and I beefed it. Alright, well, we got the holy water, so that's a good start. We're almost done with the game, by the way. There's like 2 levels after this, but this level is tough. Kids didn't have as many games to play as today, yeah. Like, when you look at a lot of 8-bit and 16-bit games that are... There goes my holy water. I might as well die now, get a game over. If you look at a lot of 8-bit or 16-bit games from this era that aren't JRPGs, these games are really short. But they were also made really friggin' hard, so that way you wouldn't beat it in one sitting and then return it. I'm gonna eat a game over. I need holy water. I literally cannot beat death without it. Let's expedite this process. There we go. Okay. I have never been able to beat the fight with death without holy water. Like, I need it. I'm also going to try and remember that the axe is in that one candle. I think that's static. Some of the candles are randomized in this game. Some of them are static. I don't quite know why, but There are some candles in this game that consistently drop the same item every time you hit it. And I think that axe is one of them. Hey Blake, welcome to the stream. Potion seller, I need your strongest potions. I'm going into battle. You can't handle my potions, traveler. My potions could kill a dragon, let alone a man. They're considering the Sonic 4 movie. I don't really care. I'm sorry. That's cool. I think if they call it Sonic CD, though, a lot of people are going to be confused. Have y'all seen the Sonic OVA? I love that film. I saw it when I was really young on YouTube. And it's so charming. It's got that 90s anime aesthetic. Sonic CD on Blu-ray. Go away. Go away, knife. Thank you. Yeah, the Sonic OVA is neat. Okay, no item level 2 or 3. Walk into that wall for a 1-up. This one? Yeah, the Sonic OVA is really fun. I love the voice acting. I love the aesthetic. It's badass. Up the stairs. I did not even see that skeleton. Keep walking into the wall at the top of the steps. Oh, look at that! I never knew about that. It's a strange secret. That's something I love about like NES and Sega Genesis, 80s and 90s games. They're filled with so many weird secrets and Easter eggs and stuff. How am I supposed to find it? Nintendo Power, bitch. That's how. These games are so esoteric and filled with clandestine secrets. Which I love that. Even though it was just, you know, an excuse to sell more strategy guides. I love that. Selling, like, strategy guides and Nintendo Power subscriptions. Okay, there's gonna be an axe in one of those candles. I'm not... Which one was it? I think it was that one. I gotta add bitch to my list of allowed words, because Automod will snipe you if you type bitch. Yo, Nintendo Power, bitch! Jesse, you don't know about the continue code in Super Mario Brothers? Yo, Mr. White, whenever I get a game over, I'm sent back to the beginning. Jesse, you have to hold select on the second controller. Hey, asshole? Okay, he killed me anyway. Well, now I know about that extra 1-up, but I'm also gonna have to die again. There we go. I'm not kidding, you need the friggin' holy water for this upcoming boss battle. Which means you kinda have to make it through this level without dying. Bayonetta fans can't be in the chat if you can't say climax. See, that's Automod projecting. We're getting like Freudian psychoanalyst with Automod because Automod assumes that climax has to be sexual. I think that says a lot more about Automod than any of us if Automod just assumes that climax is sexual. But Automod is necessary, even though it's a little silly sometimes. Sometimes I have people coming in chat saying out-of-pocket shit, saying slurs. I'm like, nope, you can't do that here, buddy. Cool 1-up trick. That's cool, but again, I kind of have to do this level, like, one-take Jake style. Auto mod a rage bait. Well, the thing is, Atro, I have no plans of playing Bayonetta because I don't like Bayonetta. I don't really like character action games to begin with. Mostly because I'm bad at them. It's mostly skill issue. Like Devil May Cry, God Hand, Bayonetta. I'm bad at all of them. So I don't like them. But I will say Bayonetta has a fantastic soundtrack. That arrangement of Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra is amazing. The one that really breaks my heart is God Hand, because I want to love God Hand. It's like if No More Heroes and Devil May Cry had a baby, but I am so garbage at it. These knights are zoning me. Friggin' Guile from Street Fighter. Oh, that reminds me, I still gotta show off the Japanese Street Fighter McDonald's commercial because the stream died last night. I'm gonna do Sniper Elite. I'm still gonna do it because that game's a lot of fun, but last night it just started shitting. The stream just started shitting. There's nothing I can do about it. I hate dropped frames because it happens to me a lot and I literally have no control over it. I have no control over it whatsoever. Nah, this knight, he ain't Guile, he's Remy from Third Strike. Because he can throw a sonic boom, high or low. Dropped frames, pick them up then. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? You do? Well, you better let the poor guy out. Alright, we're nearing the end of this level. Gotta fight through some Medusas. Medusas and knights. This is where the game gets evil. But thankfully, I have plenty of ammunitions. The holy water. Nope, don't want that. Go away, go away. Shit. No meat either. Oh, this might not be it. I gotta make it to death with this much health. Surely you jest. Watched Naked Gun 4 and your brother is crazy for saying it's unfunny. Meat! Your only criticism is it should have had more whimsical music instead of serious music. I think, like, Naked Gun 33 1/3 when I was a kid. I watched it with my dad when I was really young. And I thought it was funny, but it's a certain brand of, like, dad humor. Not Adam Sandler dad humor, I don't think, but you know what I mean. Damn, we were right there. We were right at the end of the level. Can I get holy water from here? Because that will make this a lot faster. If I can get holy water, then we don't have to restart this level. But I'm pretty sure you have to restart the whole level. Because you only get... I got the cross, but that's not going to help me. I might have to restart the level again. I don't think the game's gonna show me any mercy. I'm pretty sure you have to one-take Jake this level to get to death with the holy water. Friggin', why? We're gonna throw the knights at the player and the Medusa heads. One would have been enough. Holy water. Holy water. Holy water. All right, going into the fight with death, I've got no health and I've got no holy water and no bitches. And no crystal. Well, yeah. It's another game over. I need a drink. They call me the drink. I'm gonna take a little BRB, and we'll be back in just a moment. I need to get like a cup of coffee or something. I need to lock in. We don't have any coffee, so I got the last Diet Dr. Perky from the fridge. You hate Kid Icarus 1? It's funny that both Castlevania and Kid Icarus had strange cases of hearts as a pickup. I used to hate Kid Icarus as well, and then I streamed it back in like July or August, and I actually loved it. I had it on Virtual Console, along with like Castlevania, Super Mario Brothers, Ninja Gaiden, Mega Man, but I could never get past the second level in Kid Icarus. And then on a whim, I just randomly decided to stream it this year, and I've replayed it twice since. Kid Icarus is such a weird game. It's like an amalgam between... God, Fleeman! It's an amalgam of Zelda, Metroid, Mario. It's got a unique vibe. It's weird. I like Kid Icarus. I wouldn't be opposed to getting a new 2D Kid Icarus. So long as they don't use the Uprising designs. Not that they're bad. I think Uprising is a great game and it looks good. But I don't know if the Uprising character designs would work well in a 2D side-scroller. If they make a new 2D Kid Icarus, I would prefer they keep it chibi and super deformed. Like the original Kid Icarus. Today I'm going to show you how to draw Chibis or Chibis, depending on what part of the country you're from. You have 3D Classic version and you can't save scum. You can make it through Kid Icarus without save scumming. I think I only had to save state towards the very end of the game. In that final palace. Kid Icarus is not as hard as I remembered it being. Like, I think... I don't know what clicked with me in this most recent playthrough of it, but I really enjoyed that game. I need to play the 3DS version, though. I don't know how it fares. Not Uprising, but the 3D Classics version of Kid Icarus. Kid Icarus 2 on Game Boy, which is also good. I had that on 3DS as well. Well, I say as well. I didn't have the 3D Classics Kid Icarus on 3DS, but I did have Myths and Monsters, and that game is also really good. Wait, I don't have the holy water. When did I pick up the stop? God, I was yapping. I wasn't paying attention. That's another reset. I just was not paying attention. I'm glad that I caught that when I did. You don't literally need the holy water, but I've never been able to beat death without it. That fight is so hard. I picked up the stopwatch. I didn't even notice. I was yapping about Kid Icarus. Y'all remember in Captain N when Kid Icarus would end every other sentence with Icus? What a bizarre cartoon. Even for 80s video game cartoon adaptation, like, that show was just weird. None of the characters looked like how they were supposed to. The concepts were bizarre. There was an episode about Faxanadu, though, which was cool, because Faxanadu is an underrated game. Faxanadu freaking rocks. One of the, like, top 10 underrated NES games. The 3DS version of Kid Icarus 1 has more detailed sprites and backgrounds. It's like actual paintings instead of solid colors. Okay. I had the Excite Bike and the Xevious 3D Classics, but I didn't have Kirby or Kid Icarus or any of the other ones. gonna go up here, ignore the flea man. Just gonna ignore that guy too. You have a lot of the Sega Genesis 3D classics. Didn't they remake Space Harrier on 3DS, but like the frame rate isn't garbage like the Genesis port? It was either Outrun or Space Harrier 2 that got a custom, like, remixed version that didn't have a dog shit frame rate. The arcade originals for both games run fine. It's Sega AM2, like, of course they do, but the Genesis ports of Outrun and Space Harrier are rough. This is unfortunate. Taking too much damage. I don't think this level is that hard. It's just the fact that the fight against death is so hard that I have to one-take it. Because I have to have holy water. Some of the Genesis classics added widescreen and quality of life enhancements. I should do a Genesis, like, top 10 favorite Sega game. I don't know. That's so, like, I've never thought to do that because that's so overdone and played out, but I could make top 10 videos. I really could. Like, that's the most played out, overused format of all time, but I could make, like, my top 10 favorite Sega Genesis video or like top 10 favorite NES games, or I don't know, maybe I'll do that at some point. I've never considered doing that just because it's so overdone. Nope. Don't want that knife. Go away. Yo, can I get a roast beef? Whatever this mystery meat is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a pork chop. I remember that from the AVGN video, but it looks more like a turkey leg or something. Can I duck? Yes, okay. All right, here we go. Gotta not beef this. I already beefed it. If you get the timing right on that, you can stun lock him, but I fucked it up. There goes my holy water. Yeah, can I get a bacon, egg, and cheese, and I don't know, put a little poop on the top. It's been a minute since I've referenced that Poop Deli video. I'm really sucking tonight, by the way. This is a sloppy playthrough of Castlevania. Instead of getting a game over, I'm gonna try again. Who ordered the poo-poo platter? Yeah, that was like the spiritual successor to the Poop Deli. Should do top 10, but like Josh Scorcher, Peanut, and have a really long intro. But Doodle, it makes me so happy that you also watched Peanut 3428 and Josh Scorcher. Because there's a bunch of obscure internet, like, content creators from the 2000s, 2010s that nobody knows, like, no one knows what I'm talking about whenever I bring them up. And then I bring them up, and they're like, what are you talking about? And it makes me very happy that you know who that is. If it weren't for Josh Scorcher, I probably would have never gotten into No More Heroes. Because I watched those videos back then, and whenever he would show No More Heroes, I was like, this is literally the coolest shit I have ever seen. Yeah, I need the goddamn holy water. The top... I can't speak tonight. Their top 20 bosses collab video is how you got into the World Ends With You in Cave story. Yeah, I got into a bunch of stuff because of many YouTubers, but Josh Scorcher and Peanut3428, like those guys got me into some games at a young age that I probably shouldn't have been playing, but I'm glad that I did end up playing them. I played No More Heroes when I was like 12. Probably shouldn't have been playing that game, but it rocked. Jasper Bat Jr. Yeah, which, to be fair, they were spitting facts. That boss fight blows. Kind of like how I'm blowing at Castlevania right now. Jeez, Wyatt. Can you lock in? I could maybe pause buffer this. I use the pause buffer when we get to Dracula, but... Yeah, see how ridiculous this fight is? It becomes a bullet hell. I can't dodge all these. Look at all these sickles. What is going on here? Play that scummy Aqua Teen Hunger Force game. I can't think of a game I would rather play less right now than some Aqua Teen Hunger Force license game, Blake. I cannot think of a game that I am more apathetic to in this moment than that game. It's a mini golf game. People were just make video games out of anything back then, huh? Are you sure? Stares at Rocky and Bullwinkle? That's true. That's true. Friggin' Rocky and Bullwinkle on Super Nintendo. I think if I ever want to torment myself, I'll stream that game again. If I'm ever feeling like, you know, hating myself. What about that PS2 Futurama game that's objectively worse? I thought that game was badass. What are you talking about? It literally cannot be objectively worse because it's Futurama, and Futurama kicks the shit out of Aqua Teen Hunger fucking whatever. That's pretty badass. All right. I so wish I had a cup of coffee right now. All I got is Diet Dr. Perky. The Aqua Teen game is intentionally made bad. That is the stupidest shit I have ever heard. Oh yeah, we made this video game bad on purpose. So, you know, when you spend your $60 on our shitty licensed video game, it's bad. Isn't that funny? That's funny, right? It's like the people that bought the remaster of Big Rigs Over the Road Racing. Like, what did you think? You thought it was gonna be good? Except that in this instance, maybe it could have been good, because people like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Hey, maybe an Aqua Teen Hunger Force license game, maybe that would be fun. Instead of resetting every time I die, I'm going to take a punt at the Grim Reaper fight without the holy water, because I think I can do it without the holy water. I just have to get good at sickle RNG. Like, this level itself is not that hard. Honestly, the level before this one is the hardest level in my opinion. It solely boils down to the fact that the fight with death is the hardest fight in the game. Aqua Teen Hunger Force takes the piss out of everything it does, so if they can do it, they will make it bad on purpose. That is such a millennial, like, Gen Xer mentality. Like, the people who made the show probably believe that. I wouldn't put it past them. That is such a Gen Xer mentality, it's ridiculous. Hey, buddy! How about you back up? I don't want that axe. Oh my god! Wah! This guy's cleaning my freaking clock. It was PS2 exclusive in an era where 360 and PS3 were the mainstream. You know what else was? Sopranos Road the Respect for PS2. What a strange video game. Now that's a bizarre licensed game. You play as, I think you play as Big Pussy's nephew, but like Big Pussy is already dead. He's already been whacked, but he's narrating from the grave. Very strange video game. When is the Sopranos game stream? I would play it, but I don't think anyone else in chat has seen the Sopranos. I would be making a bunch of Sopranos references and everyone would be like, what are you talking about? I mean, y'all probably know the classics, the mainstream references, like, you know, eating grilled cheese off the radiator, spent 20 years in the can. How much more betrayal can Paulie take? But I would hit you with the deep cuts. That's like if they made a Breaking Bad game for the Wii, literally. You know, I'm kind of surprised Telltale never made a Breaking Bad game. A Telltale Breaking Bad game would have been a no-brainer. It's a Breaking Bad homebrew game for DS. That's cool, but that doesn't count. Oh, we got him. Doodle, I read that in my head. I read it as Mike's voice. Hey, Walt. See ya. Hey, Ben. See ya. What you just saw, by the way, is the whole reason why you want Holy Water 3. Because you can bitch on his ass if you have it. I beefed the timing of it when we first made it there, though. Jesus Christ. What? That was like 30 minutes on that one level? Alright. Final level. The axe actually might come in handy. Ah, forget it. The fight with Dracula is hard, just all around. My strat for Dracula is pause buffering, but that's not a guaranteed win. But I'll show you the Dracula flow. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Automod cucked you. Yeah, that happens. That happens. I mean, I would like do it myself, but I'm playing the game. I would un-auto mod you, but I'm playing the game. Hey, skeleton? Do you want to move a little closer? There we go. Yeah, Simon! Well, there goes my holy water. Holy water isn't a necessity for Drac, though, because you can't really... Again, you can't really cheese the Drac fight. Oh my god, I was holding down, it just didn't register it. Hey, skeleton. See ya. Jump in the pit. Jump in the pit. Jump in the pit. Jump in the pit. Oh my god, he's taunting me. He knows I can't reach him. There we go. The game could be about Mike pre-Breaking Bad. I would actually love to see a Mike... Wow. A prequel? Like of his days in the police force. But also, I don't want them to milk the franchise to death. We got Better Call Saul, which was great. Debatably even better than Breaking Bad. And we got El Camino, which I actually didn't like that movie when it first came out, but it's grown on me. I don't want them to make like a billion Breaking Bad spin-offs, but if there were one more, I would be down for that. It would probably work better as a film than an actual series, but people can't let go. People want something to go on forever. But the thing is, when something goes on forever and ever and ever, it eventually gets bad. You gotta learn when to end something. Breaking Bad is Yeah, I saw that. It was called like... The name looked like Polybius, but it's not. I gotta see what this is called. It is not... It's Vince Gilligan, but it has nothing to do with the Breaking Bad universe. Pluribus. Pluribus. And it's starring... What's her name? Rhea Shahorn? Kim Wexler's actress? Can't freaking speak tonight. When it first appeared in my feed, I like glanced at the title and I was like, is Vince Gilligan making an adaptation of the Polybius urban legend? What? Because the title looked like Polybius. I had to double take. I was like, what the hell? These freaking skeletons, man. Breaking Bad cinematic universe. Yeah, people like want that though, unironically. People want that. You know what went on for way too long and ended up becoming terrible? The Walking Dead. Shit. What's funny is they were both AMC, but unlike Breaking Bad, The Walking Dead overstayed its welcome and eventually became terrible. Same thing with Game of Thrones, which was also AMC, pretty sure. I wonder if it had something to do with some corporate meddling, whereas Breaking Bad, they left Vince Gilligan and his team to their devices to make it. I don't know. Simpsons, SpongeBob, Family Guy. You know what? Out of those that you mentioned, I think SpongeBob had the worst decline. Genuinely. Seasons 1 through 4 of SpongeBob, well, seasons 1 through 3 are the golden age of SpongeBob. SpongeBob gets, like, gross in the later seasons. There's a lot of weird, gross out shit in SpongeBob post-season 3. Game of Thrones was HBO? Oh, okay. Why did I think it was AMC? Game of Thrones, they didn't even wait for the guy to finish the... To be fair, and I haven't read the novels myself, but apparently George R.R. Martin is the slowest writer ever. Apparently he takes massive hiatuses. He's like the opposite of Stephen King. Stephen King was just a freaking crazy person who couldn't be stopped. Bro was a machine. George R.R. Martin takes years between, like, writing books. Okay, check this out. I can actually die. And the game drops a checkpoint there, which is pretty forgiving. Oh, holy water, here we go. So the way I like to do this fight is I like to pause buffer it. There's a timing to the jumps so that the projectiles don't hit you, but I don't remember the timing. What is the timing? Do I jump before or after he does the... It's like during the animation. Drac has this ability to spawn like right on top of you. That's where the pause buffering comes in handy. Like that. No human being would be able to react to that. Like, I don't understand how you fight this dude without pause buffering. I gotta figure this timing out. I should also probably stock up on hearts. Thankfully, the candles respawn whenever you get here. An in-universe explanation for pause buffering, time stop powers. I'm not gonna make the reference. I know you're expecting me to make the reference, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna get a couple more hearts, and then we'll be golden. Yeah, once I can figure out the rhythm for his fireballs, because you saw a little bit of it, like me hitting the projectile. There's a certain timing to it, and I don't quite know what that timing is, but maybe I'll figure it out. Boss being like, what the hell are you doing? And you being like, oh, you know, pausing. Yeah, time stop. You can even two-piece him. You get really good timing. Do I jump or do I whip the fireball? Oh, I should have jumped! I pizza'd, I should have french fried. Pizza, french fry. And now we gotta collect the hearts again. think I want at least 30 hearts because holy water will help out a lot for the second phase. You can kind of stun lock him. If you get really lucky, you can get level 2. Like the item 2 or 3 from one of his fireball drops, but the chances of it are pretty low. Alright, Dracula. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Oh my god. Run! I'm really sucking at this. I love that sprite of the moon in the background. And like the cloud obscuring it. Beautiful game. It's very Baroque and Gothic and like classic Hammer horror, B-movie horror. Damn. Damn. Dracula don't play. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times I replay this game, this final boss kicks my ass every single time. The pause buffering helps, but I could never figure out the rhythm of this fight. Depending on how far away you are from Drac, and when you decide to jump and hit him in the face, his projectiles come out at a different angle, like a different height every time, and I could never get a rhythm for this fight. I've got no rhythm, I'm a white guy. Oh, come on, man. That didn't stop Phil Collins. Well, Phil Collins is on a whole other level from us mortal beings. Freaking legend. I don't think Phil Collins is of this earth. So if he spawns really close to me, I should worry more about defending myself. It seems the further out of my reach he is, the easier it is to dodge the fireballs. So like if he spawns right on top of me, I gotta figure out how to get all three at once. I'm only able to do that sometimes. He didn't age as gracefully as his peers. I don't care about any superficial shit like that. I don't care about anything like that. The dude's a legend and is one of the most talented musicians ever. It's very frivolous. No Jacket Required, like that album in particular is the best record of the 80s. Like no Jacket Required, Songs from the Big Chair, and The Great Adventures of Slick Rick are, in my opinion, the three greatest albums of the 80s. Straight up. Listen to No Jacket Required, it is so good. Oh man, come on. I gotta figure a strat out for this, because this has just been a really bad playthrough of Castlevania. I'm out of practice. I haven't played this since last Halloween. Maybe that's why, because last year I played it on Halloween. This year, I'm not playing it on Halloween. It's totally not skill issue. Totally not that I just suck. It's a bit hard to get the patterns. Yeah, most of this game I can beat without too much hassle. The fight with Death and the fight with Drac will always give me trouble, no matter how many times I replay this game. Which is fine, because they're meant to be super crazy hard, but with how many times I've beaten this game, you would think that I'd have a surefire strategy of beating Drac, but I could never figure out the rhythm for this fight. I think 40 should be enough hearts. I haven't even made it to phase 2 yet, like... You like Dracula being a Nosferatu-looking dude in the OG? Yeah, that's definitely sprite limitations, like hardware limitations, but he looks kind of weird in this game. Looks like a goblin, like Count Orlok type Dracula. But in the official artwork, he's all like beautiful looking, you know, handsome Dracula. I gotta figure out what the like pattern is. Like depending on how far away I am from him, this is either really hard or really easy to dodge his fireballs. Maybe jumping over it and whipping. I gotta get the timing down on that too. Whipping, and then it's the Link hitting the whip. Oh, Azura, what are we gonna do with you? It was 1980, they couldn't have known except Huey Lewis because he was time traveling. Yeah, we all know that he had the flux capacitor. Traveled back to from 1955 to 1985. I was talking about it in the Resident Evil 2 stream yesterday, but Back to the Future is like the only IP from the 80s that hasn't been remade and bastardized like a million times over. Every other 80s franchise has been, but not Back to the Future. Back to the Future still has its integrity. I firmly believe that everybody likes Back to the Future. Only a jaded asshole watches Back to the Future and is like, oh, this is dumb. Everyone I have ever shown Back to the Future, they're like, oh yeah, this rocks. Yeah, Robert Zimmerman or whatever his name is. What is his name? I gotta put some respect on the director. What was his name? Something... Back to the Future director. Robert Zemeckis, that's it. He said so long as he's walking this earth, Back to the Future will not get rebooted. Or something to that effect. If I do it this way, jumping over the fireballs, I gotta be really fast if I want to hit him. Also, tomorrow is Killer Instinct's 31st birthday. So we might do a little Killer Instinct stream. I don't need an excuse to stream Killer Instinct, but tomorrow is the 31st anniversary of it. That's no fair. He spawned right on top of me. Kind of failed since Back to the Future got both a cartoon and a Telltale game spinoff. Well, the cartoon was made in its like contemporary, like during the 80s or the 90s or whatever. And the Telltale game was pretty good from what I remember. I think this is the strat. I think this is gonna work. Killer Instinct, but put a scary filter over it. Killer Instinct, but I can only play as either Saberwolf or Spinal. Only the spooky werewolf and the skeleton. Okay, now I don't have Holy Water 2 though, so you get lucky, he can drop level 2 or level 3 item. I don't know what the fuck to call that upgrade. Like the Roman numeral 2 and 3. If you get lucky, you can get that, but the odds of him dropping it are pretty low. But I think jumping over the fireballs might be the strat. That seemed like a pretty safe method of fighting Drac. There was a 5-minute short they made in 2015 to fix the plot hole of Back to the Future stuff not existing in our 2015. Did the Cubs win that game? The World Series? I don't think they did in 2015. Yeah, if I get item 2, which... what are those upgrades even called? I have no idea. Level 2, item 2, 3, whatever. If I can get that, then Drac's second form is... you can just unlock him, but... with 1 holy water... I don't know. It's tough. Shit. Oh, I'm beefing it so hard, man. Doc Brown goes in time to erase stuff like hoverboards being invented, to which Doodle replies, why did he do that? Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of lame. The hoverboards and the self-lacing Nike mags? Like, come on. We don't have flying cars either, but of all sci-fi future technology, I'm pretty indifferent to flying cars. Hoverboards are way cooler. Drac's a bitch. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Yeah, this fight is hard. The second form is easier. Like, the pattern is a lot easier, but he has so much health, you just have to wail on him for forever. Boom, boom. I wonder if anybody's ever made a Phantom Blood themed Castlevania ROM hack that replaces Jonathan and Drac, or replaces Simon and Drac with Jonathan and Dio. Zuma punch! Overdrive! Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, I think. I mean, Phantom Blood really is Castlevania when you think about it. Big muscular men, vampires, zombies, creatures and things that go bump in the night. God, I'm so bad! Speaking of Doc Brown, Azura and I watched the 90s Addams Family movie recently. And the only thing I can ever seem to remember about that movie whenever I watch it is that Christopher Lloyd played Uncle Fester. Maybe I should stream Fester's Quest for the NES. That would be terrible. Fester's Quest was a very rare L for Sunsoft. Usually anything Sunsoft put out on the NES was Banger City. But not that game. One of them has a speed wagon, but I'll let you figure that out on your own. Speed the wagon! It is a really good movie. Whenever I think of the Addams Family, though, I think of the 1960s sitcom because my grandpa and my grandma would watch it on that one, like, USA network that showed, like, MASH and Columbo and, Matlock? Like those old people shows. Damn, that was close. That was a pretty good attempt. looks like Gonzo from the Muppets. He kind of does. He's got like a big nose and a big chin. Kind of reminds me of Nightmare from Kirby's Adventure as well. I think it's the big chin. All right, here we go. Demonic Cookie Monster Drac. Dracula. That fireball attack is a load of beans. Damn. I can get him down to about half health consistently. Gotta whip the head. I know how to fight him. It's just a hard fight. Gotta enter the game genie code for infinite health and damage. Yeah, I just gotta do that. Thank you for reminding me, Blake. I just gotta do that. Here's what you're gonna do, Walt. You're gonna plug in your game genie by Galoob. You're gonna enter the code for infinite health and level 3 holy water. Walter. You gotta listen to me, Walter. You can't beat Drac without the cheat code, Walter. Walter's pride would not let him use cheats. So true. Jesse would be save stating like a mofo. Alright. Here we go. It really is, Doodle put it best, a war of attrition. You just gotta freaking... This phase isn't like hard, he just takes a billion hits and he has a hitbox the size of Alaska. You know, like Jesse Pinkman, Alaska. Whoa, you got a brain the size of Wisconsin. See, like, I literally couldn't dodge that because he had me cornered. His hitbox is ridiculous. It's like Garamoth's hitbox in Kid Dracula. If I can get lucky and get the holy water level 2 or 3 though, like, that second phase is done for. You can just stun lock him. I've got the first phase down though. Jumping over the fireballs and whipping him is a pretty safe method to defeat him. But that second phase, it's a war of attrition. You just gotta survive and hope you get good RNG. Sometimes he does the fireball attack, sometimes he doesn't. I don't know if it's based off your distance from him or what, but... Dracula? Fucker. Oh, I missed. We need more games like Conquer where there can be meta humor, like this guy has a hitbox the size of Nebraska. I feel like that would get really annoying really quickly. Conquer makes a couple jokes like that, but I don't think it relies on... Actually, Conquer has a lot of jokes like that, come to think of it. That's a good point. I think that would be funny if you do it sparingly, and you don't... Like, that's the whole game isn't just breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, this is the strat for the first phase. Like, make sure you got a decent enough distance from him, jump over the fireball, and just whip him. Oh god. And sometimes Drac just spawns on top of you, which is why I'm doing the pause buffering. Alright. Item 2! Cool. That took me like an hour. Also, Retro, you were right. That was very rude of me. Because I noticed at the end, you do more damage to the beast form if you hit him in the head. Not much more, but you do. I've never known that before. I never realized that before, rather. Hooray. I will take the L. I will apologize. Christopher B? Yeah, we all know the AVGN bit. I'm telling you, you get holy water, you get 2 or 3, you can stun lock any of the bosses with it. So that was a 2-hour playthrough of Castlevania that could have been way shorter if I didn't suck at it, but we beat the game. AVGN made you think Castlevania was bad as a kid? Yeah, Castlevania 2 isn't even bad, it's just really cryptic. Now we get New Game Plus, which I don't know what all is different on the repeat playthrough. I guess it's harder somehow? I don't quite know. Yeah, Castlevania 2 is cryptic and obtuse, and you need Nintendo power in order to beat it, but it's not a bad game. It's got great atmosphere, great soundtrack. I like the vibes of it, and most of the dungeons are pretty well designed. It's just super cryptic with the NPCs and whatnot. Castlevania 64 isn't very good, but Legacy of Darkness, the sequel, is actually kind of slept on. People think both Castlevania games on 64 are bad, but Legacy of Darkness is worth playing. Simon Berumondo. I wonder if that's a weird romanization. Simon Berumondo. Anyway, that was Castlevania. I might be able to squeeze in Luigi's Mansion this year as well, because we ended up doing this early. I guess it all depends if I have any plans on the 31st on Friday. But yeah, Castlevania, this is a yearly tradition for me. I play it every October. And no matter how many times I play this game, that final boss is always going to kick my ass. But we might come back later tonight with some Fightcade or maybe some Itch.io horror. Not sure. But if I don't see you then, have a great night and have a great rest of your week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.